Good morning, you bad, beautiful bitches. It is Wednesday morning. I'm here with Victor, the good boss. Most genuine, generous human I know. I think he drives around to give those in need a job, okay? This guy, next level stuff. He brings Ryan and Troy, two former addicts who have done a complete 180 to change their entire lives. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax. This is the No Limits Podcast. Take me back to the beginning. Who you are, how did you even put yourself in a position to give back on the level that you give back, and kind of walk us through early days of Victor.
Okay. So I guess early days of Victor. All right. Just your average kid. Went to high school, dropped out of high school, 10th grade. I couldn't do it.
Really?
Yeah. I begged my mother to sign me out, and she did. So thanks, Mom.
And that you were Mass whole life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Born and raised Saugus, Mass.
Hell yeah.
Kiss my ass is what they say.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go.
So yeah, I dropped out.
And that was 10th grade, you said?
10th grade, yeah. Wow. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was late to school every day. I couldn't wake up. I hated school.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you need school, but it wasn't me.
Yeah.
I got what I needed. I guess I could have got a little more out of it, but
yeah.
I'm street smart is what I say.
Totally.
I learned a lot just from trial and error, just trying something out.
Yeah.
But I was stupid along the ways. I started doing drugs, started smoking weed.
Was this after the dropout, or was this what kind of led to the dropout?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Going to the farm in Saugus and just hanging out with my buddies, smoking weed.
Yep.
And that's kind of where it all started. And I didn't want to finish school. I just wanted to get out of there. I wanted to work. I wanted to do stupid things and just work.
Totally.
I didn't want to stay in school anymore. So that's what I did. And it led me down the wrong road. I started using drugs. And eventually I was partying so much, I would get a hotel room on Route 1 at the Holiday Inn Express. I would be there for weeks.
No way.
Yeah. Because I was selling drugs, doing them, and I had the money to blow, and I was blowing it like crazy.
That's insane. I can literally talk about Party at the Holiday Inn, quite literally. I purchased a song about that.
That's right.
So you're selling and using.
Correct.
At the time.
Yep.
What was like your rock bottom moment where you're like, okay, this can't, was it a moment, or was it like fractional moments that slowly started to turn the ship in a different direction?
So it didn't happen until I got caught selling drugs, and until I went to prison.
Yep.
That was when it hit me, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to do prison time.
Right.
And that's what really hit me. And that's what led me to change.
Yeah.
Or forced me to change, really.
Totally. When you can, and we can cut anything out too, like however personal you want to go, you can go. Don't feel like you have to go anywhere you don't want to go.
No, I don't mind.
Okay. I didn't. When you first got sentenced, how long was it, and what was it for? Was it for distribution of?
Yeah, distribution, Class B opioids. And in the beginning, I was looking at a 5 to 7 year sentence.
Wow.
But I stayed out on bail for 3 years.
Wow,
so
really?
The whole 3 years, well, I should say the beginning of the 3 years, it was scary.
Yeah.
I said to myself, I got to do the right thing. But I kept going to court every month. They kept pushing it. I was showing good, started a business. I did great things. But then towards the end, I started to go back down the road.
Interesting. Yeah.
And it kind of like blew over my head. Like, I forgot about what I got into.
Right. Totally.
So then I went back into it, started using again, started selling, and I got caught. I bought 2 ounces of Coke. I was in the Walgreens parking lot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
There was a detective sitting watching the parking lot. Right after I got it, I sat there. I'm opening it up. I'm doing my thing. Comes knocking on the window, shows his badge, and I'm like, oh no. So then the court found out about it, obviously, because I got arrested.
Right.
And they said, lock him up, put him in. And I got a 2 to 3 year sentence.
Wow.
And I ended up doing good in there. Good time, good behavior.
Yep.
And I got out just under 2 years is what I did, state prison.
Yep.
I'm going to say it was great. It was an eye-opener.
Yep.
A lot of people won't say that. But it was great. It went by fast.
Yep.
The beginning sucked, but it was definitely an eye-opener. It made me really appreciate life. So I think that's a big factor in what I do today.
Right.
Because I really appreciate life.
Yeah. You're almost, would you say early days, it was the group of friends you were with where you all kind of were like, you know, not really seeing the value of life or what your future could be?
Yeah.
And then once you got locked up, then when you're by yourself, you're like,
correct.
Okay, I see the path here if I continue.
Yep. Seeing who actually really cared about me.
Right.
It's crazy who your real friends are.
Isn't that it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's insane.
And I feel like at that time too, there's so much of like a fog. You're like, oh, everyone's,
That's right.
We're all doing it. Everyone's, you know, getting high.
No one's
like,
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys got my back, right? And then like when
That's
shit hits
right.
the fan.
Oh yeah. Everyone's running away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
That's exactly it. So, yeah.
And you get out just under 2 years. Did you already have your landscaping business somewhat up and running, or was that started after?
So I had a business up and running.
Yep.
And then I was still selling, still using. I slowed down on the selling.
Yep.
I was still using to the point where like I was on a job and I had broken up a perk 30, and I'm sniffing it at the job in my truck. And it's crazy too, because one of my customers, I remember this like it was yesterday, he came knocking on my window, and I literally was breaking it up. As he came up, I kind of like noticed someone coming up, so I blocked it quick. And I'm thinking, I'm like, am I that stupid? Like on a job site? But I was young. It was the beginning stage of my business. And again, I was on drugs. I wasn't thinking.
Right.
But
how old are you at this point? Once you're out, you know, you're still somewhat using.
I think I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is before prison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
I went to prison. I think I was 21 years old.
Okay.
It's so bad. I don't even remember.
Block that side of life out. Yeah.
2012, February 24th is when I went into prison.
Okay. Gotcha.
So whatever the math is on that.
Yeah. I am not a math guy.
Yeah,
so
I mean, in my mind,
12 years ago.
Is that the math?
yeah, I'll be 12 years clean
On the 24th.
on the 24th of this month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I kicked in prison. I came off of everything. I didn't sleep for like 5 days.
Wow.
It was the worst ever.
Yeah.
I think that helped me realize too.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then did you know once you got out and you started to piece together your life, when does Ryan come into play? Like how soon after were you making those videos? Or even in a position really where you're like, okay, I'm going to give back in massive ways here.
He came a long way after. I came out 2013, the end of 2013, and I mean, I think the first person I approached was probably 2020, maybe 2020.
Yeah.
Right when COVID hit is when I started
Right.
making my videos.
Yep.
And I'm driving, I'm going job to job, doing estimates, and I see a homeless guy on the side of the road, and something just said to me, like, ask him if he wants to work. Call his bluff.
Right.
You know? Because a lot of homeless people, correct me if I'm wrong, that's their job. Once you're homeless, you sign. That's how
Right.
you make money. It's your job.
Panhandling is now your job.
That's
is what
right.
you're saying. Yep.
And that's what they're
Right.
used to. That's what they like. So I said, let me call his bluff. And that's what I did. I almost got him to work for me. I think Adam was the very first person I approached. And till this day now, he has his own company.
Wow.
He never took my advice. He never took my help.
Yep.
But he's now doing well. He's clean.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's like the first experience. And then, well, I should just back up a little. I started making videos showing my guys, showing that I appreciate them, buying them coffee, buying them lunch.
His employees.
Yeah, my
Right,
employees.
right.
Not my boyfriends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was showing appreciation to my employees. I want to show people, you know, what it's like to be a good boss.
Right.
And I didn't intend on having the videos blow up and this and that. They started blowing up. I gave one of my guys a raise on camera, got like millions of views, and I was like, holy shit. So I just kept on showing my guys appreciation,
Yep.
and it inspired a lot of other bosses. And then that's when it led to me offering homeless people a job. And I haven't had much, you know, luck with them working for me.
Yep.
But at least I networked with them.
Right.
I planted the seed with them. And then it got to a point where, you know, one of the guys that I took off the streets, he was in addiction.
Yep.
And I was lucky enough to have people reach out with my social media. I got to thank social media to a lot of this.
Totally.
Because without this, I wouldn't be where I'm at. These guys wouldn't be where they are.
Right.
And everyone comes together. I got scholarships, just everyone pulling together to help.
Right.
And I guess I'm a little upset. It's not more than what it should be because, like on the news, you don't see much of what I'm doing.
Like
they don't want to show it.
Right.
It's crazy.
They almost go Hurley and I were talking about this a while ago. News almost seems like it goes the other direction. Like,
it does.
They'll only show the negative.
That's right.
And social could be negative too, for sure. But
of course,
you can like to see first person, whether it's most recent, like you got first person accounts of like the war in Gaza, and people film it like we didn't imagine during like World War II if you had a guy on like Normandy, like boat's about to hit, here we go. You know what I mean? Like, and to tie back to you, like to see your content first person mode, on the street was like, I was like, holy shit. I was gonna ask you that. It's interesting you said employment wise they don't really work out. Is there a point when someone is almost too far gone that they're not employable ever? Like, is there
nobody's too far gone to be saved?
That's his saying.
Say that again.
Nobody's too far gone to be saved.
I love that.
Yeah.
That needs to be on a shirt. Wow.
Yeah, I think we're gonna work on that.
I like that.
I think we're just overwhelmed with everything's happening so fast.
Yeah.
And, trying to keep up.
100%.
I do everything myself. Thank God I got these guys, clean and sober now. They help out my best friends. It's crazy. It really is.
Yeah.
How everything happened.
100%.
Yeah.
And then walk me through, Ryan, when did you meet Victor? And where were you at that point of your life? And if you want to dive into, kind of how you got there.
So, well, growing up, like I grew up in a house of addicts, like my mom started feeding me perks when I was in the 5th grade. I had broke my ankle and she started feeding me perks, and
wow.
I never spent one day sober since I was 11. I grew up all through middle school using. When I got to high school, I moved to different high schools, same thing, different place. I was selling drugs, using. And like I was always a functioning addict, like I didn't realize I had a problem for many years.
Right.
I always held down a job and everything. And then long story short, many years come. I had a kid when I was like 15 too, and I had full custody of him and everything, still actively using, and I ended up like moving into my drug dealer's house.
Oh wow.
And then like that wasn't,
I gotta assume the problem escalated
pretty quickly. And I thought he was like a good friend, but then he brought me to work late a couple times and I got fired. So once I lost my job, my dealer's like, oh, there's the door, bro. Like, you're not a paycheck to me no more. Like, I don't want nothing to do with you. And then
and where were you? Where was this at the time?
This was in Lowell.
Okay.
Massachusetts.
Yep.
And after he kicked me out, I was like on the streets of Lowell. Like the first night I was homeless, like I woke up, I was all messed up. I woke up, my bag was gone. My glasses were stolen off my face, bro. Like I had lost everything. And then I started like shooting up. Like I never shot up my whole life until I was homeless. And then once I started using the needle, man, it was like downhill from there. Like
totally.
I'd wake up in the morning, I'd need drugs all day long. I'd be doing whatever I could to get high,
Right.
And then one day on July 13th, this man came up to me and offered me $1, bro. And
I love Victor's line, by the way, when he's like, I'm not really here for the dollar.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was
gave me
cool.
$1 in a dream that day. I didn't take him up on his offer right away. I gave this man hell, bro.
Yeah, he put me through hell.
Really?
Yeah, he gave me a run for my money.
When you say that more, like you would see each other all the time, and he was just like,
No. So he found me that day when he gave me the $1, and I took the $1 and went to the dope man, and it was and then like he had looking for me all the time after that, and like I was here, there, we'd miss each other, and then he bought me a phone one day and gave me a phone so I could call him. That night I got arrested I went into a vehicle to go to sleep. It was pouring out. They left their car unlocked, so I went in the van trying to catch some Z's. I got arrested, and then someone stole my phone. They
And everyone on
sold it.
social media thinks he sold it for drugs.
Yeah.
Which is possible, you know, but I believe him.
Yes.
But the phone got stolen, and I was like, great, now my lifeline is gone. Like, I thought this was my ticket out of here. And so that just sent me down even worse. Like, and then a few months later, month later, I don't know.
Yeah, it wasn't a few. Probably
Month.
a couple of weeks later, I just kept looking for him.
Yep.
Yeah, he'd
You know?
spend hours driving around looking.
And you
talking
be in
to
Lowell?
people.
Yeah, Lowell.
Yep.
Yep. And we just kept missing each other. Then one day he found me, like, my arm was about to fall off, or I had, like, it went septic, like I went shot up and had a big abscess right here, so you
Right.
can see the scar. And my hand had like a huge hole in it, and
Looked like Popeye.
yeah, it was crazy. And then he found me, and he was gonna. My sister, this man, the first video he posted of me had his phone number on the paper that he handed me, and so everybody could see his phone number.
Oh my
And my
God.
It was
sister
bad.
saw the video. Yo.
Oh shit.
She saw the video and she was like trying to message him on TikTok, and so she did her detective work and copied the phone number down,
Yep.
called him, and like they had planned to go out looking for me. And the day before that happened, he found me and he put me in a hotel room for the night.
I set him up.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, he didn't have any idea his sister was coming. I asked him if he wanted to see her, and he's like, "No, I'm not ready to see her." But I don't care. I set him up.
Wow. and was she in the hotel room or something waiting? Is that
She was in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
I came out of the hotel, couldn't see anything, and like she had called my eye doctor from like years ago and like ordered a prescription of glasses for me.
Oh, wow.
And like gave me the gift of sight, you know, and it wasn't all peaches and sunshine after that, bro.
Right.
Like he sent me down to North Carolina to go to treatment, and like I ran away from the because I couldn't go to rehab because my arm. I was stuck in the hospital for 2 weeks on antibiotics through IVs and everything to
Yep.
beat because like the septic almost went to my heart and I almost died. Like if I had waited a few more days, I'd be armless or lifeless, you know. And
100%.
damn?
Yeah.
and that still wasn't even the hard part. Like I ran away from the hospital because I was there like 12 hours in the ER waiting, going through detox. I see someone I know use, and we hit the road. And
Yeah.
this man is in Massachusetts calling stores, calling people, paying people off to come find me. Like it is crazy.
And I found him.
Holy shit.
Found me.
Potential background in some sort of FBI work or something like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's amazing.
My instincts just kicked in.
Yeah.
I said, I got to find him.
That's
I'm
insane.
very thankful that I did. This one girl that worked at like a Family Dollar or something like that. We were FaceTiming. I asked her for a
wow.
number, and she found him. She's like, yeah, I think that's him outside. He's got his arms messed up. I'm like, that's
You're
him.
like,
Go get him.
Yup.
Holy shit. I think this is important for people to hear too. I'm always curious the first night something happens, like maybe it's the first time you're using, but maybe even a little more career changing. Like, what's the first night of homelessness like, where you've always been in maybe not the best home, obviously with mom, but what's night one like when you're like, oh my God, I'm sleeping outside. This is my new reality.
That it never really hit me like my first night. Like it was like honestly, like at the time I was like, yeah, now I can just live right next to where I'm signing.
this is
This
great.
works great. I can wake up, get money, and walk right 2 streets down,
Right,
you know,
right.
and be good. But like it didn't really hit me until after I got off the streets, like how much like terrible it was. Like looking back, seeing the videos of me, like I was a bag of bones. I was like 110 pounds, and now I'm
Wow.
181. You know,
Yep.
just seeing that lifeless, soulless look in my eyes, you know, like it just really hits home. Looking back what I've been through, where I am now today, it's completely life changing. You know,
That's amazing.
it really is.
And so you send him down to, was it North Carolina? Did I hear
Yup,
that right?
North Carolina, CRS, Carolina Recovery Solutions.
Big
Okay.
shout out to them.
Big
Thank you
shout
guys.
out.
Hell yeah. And what was the connection there? Did you have relationships there already that
Yeah.
were able to hook
One
it
of
up a bit?
Yeah, one of the owners, I got connected actually through someone on TikTok,
Nice.
and he's like, "Oh, I got this guy that has a treatment center in North Carolina. He'll give you a scholarship, you know, because he sees what I do on video, and he likes it." So I reached out to him, and luckily he gave a scholarship.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, "I got the guy. Like if you're ready for a scholarship, this is the guy.
Right.
I believed in him so much, and I'm glad that I did because he's here today.
And honestly, the
amazing.
beginning of that was the worst experience of my life. Like them 2 weeks in the hospital, I was on the phone with this man every day, crying, yelling, telling me to get out of here. I just want to go back and get high. Like I can't do this. The hell with recovery, you know.
Yeah, it was bad.
And that continued for a long time. Like probably the first month, and I was there for like a month and a half. And that time I I overdosed like 3 times. I had never overdosed in my life. I go to treatment and end up overdosing 3 times. Like. And the last time, like, that really hit home, like, I left the rehab and found someone. We got high. I shot up. I instantly dropped to the ground and died pretty much. The dude I was with started giving me CPR. A complete stranger was giving me CPR until the ambulance showed up. And then, like...
Yeah, because your system now is like, oh, we're off this stuff.
Yep.
And then you're back in, and it's like...
It completely destroyed me. And, like, I'll never forget the pain I felt, like, physically, but like my heart, like I love Victor more than so much, and just the thought of letting him down, you know, like having to call him and my sister and be like, yo, I'm in the hospital, I just overdosed, like that pain was so fresh, and like I never want to experience that again, you know. Lots of people relapse, but there's a difference between a relapse and a mess up, or can I swear?
Please cuss away.
So a relapse is when
no limits here, you know?
He's good at it. He really is.
Here we go.
I'm in my glory right now. So the difference between a relapse is like you go back to habitual use. A fuck up is when you fuck up, make a lapse in judgment use one time. And I feel like that's what I did personally. And I honestly think I need that to help me get to where I am today, because like I'll never forget that pain I felt, and I never want to let the people I love down, you know. So I think in the end it really helped. Like I don't condone it or anything, you know, but it definitely helped me get to where I am today. And I think the most growth I've had since I've got back is when I started working for Victor, you know, like he gave me a chance to work. And I've always worked. I've been a hard worker, but I've never worked sober before, and I've never saved money or anything like that. Like I'd work a day, all that money would be gone by the end of the night. So it's so much more fulfilling, and like having a good boss to not only tell you what to do, but he'll get right down in the ditch and dig a hole next to me. You know, he leads by example, and I think that's truly admirable.
Thank you.
That's incredible.
He's a great worker too. He picked up stonework in one day.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk us through the business side of that. It's all in masonry. Is that right? And landscaping?
Yeah, landscape and masonry.
Yep.
We do a lot more masonry now, and it sucks because we have no work right now.
Right.
So I feel bad.
In the off season,
I couldn't employ him. We rely on snow, and we've had nothing. So luckily, he got a job with a friend of mine from TikTok.
Yep. God, TikTok is like...
It's crazy what it brings together.
Insane.
It really is. And what's even crazier, like even before him, the amount of people that I helped, that it's really not talked about as much as it should. Because like right now, he's the highlight, you know, Troy's the highlight. It's whoever's fresh, you know, is really the highlight.
Right.
And I guess I want to take a minute and highlight the people that I've helped. Everyone watching, you know who you are, and I'm proud of you. There's people all over the U.S. that I've helped. We got
incredible.
Kentucky, Colorado, California, Ohio. I forget where else.
They're worldwide.
Right.
He may have only helped, 30 people or something.
32 people.
Personally.
In the past 2 years.
But the amount of people that call us up, and be like, yo, just watching your videos, I got 13 days clean. I'm sober 2 months now because of you guys and your videos. Like, we're inspiring people on a worldwide basis.
Totally.
And that is game changing, you know, like, he thinks it's only 30. I'd say it's 30,000.
Right.
You know, like.
Well, the ripple effect.
Exactly.
You know?
What we're doing is working. It's 100% working. My success rate, if I had to go off of the people that I actually helped, we're at like 60%.
Yep.
Which is really good.
It's remarkable.
So I want to keep doing this. I never want to stop.
Yeah.
I guess I'm at the point where I need help.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what's the bottleneck? And we can promote any and everything on here. Like, what, if you were to ask people for what you need help most, what would it be? Is it funding, or is it
funding for the good project?
That's right.
Right.
Absolutely.
So funding is the biggest thing, and it's tough because people don't want to trust a new nonprofit.
Right.
And I've went through it. I went through about 4 months of people accusing me of stealing money. Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad. It hurt me.
Well, and like, if that word spreads, even if it's total fraud and fake,
That's right.
people are still gonna be like,
They're still going to believe it.
really-
And not trust. That's right.
Holy shit.
So I continue doing what I do so that people can gain my trust.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal, but I got through it, got out of it.
Yep.
And I'm never going to let something like that stop me.
Yeah, right.
I know what I've done, and there's a lot of people that helped me through the course of this. So when I say I don't really mean just me and myself. There's
right.
a lot of people that have helped out, and I thank each and every one of you that helped out. So, but yeah, funding is the biggest thing. And finding someone to just help me go after the funding or like grants. I don't have anyone I trust.
Right.
That's my biggest thing. I can't trust people.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to trust.
Yeah.
And
This man tries to do everything himself.
I
man.
do.
Right.
He runs a business. He's a husband, a dad. Like,
Yeah.
there needs to be more of him. Like, he's so, like, all over the
Yeah.
place with people. Like, it's crazy, man. He's working 24/7
Right.
around the clock,
yeah.
Right. Totally.
And it's tough because, I let myself go doing everything that I do on a day-to-day basis. My business, I started to not look at it as much as I should because obviously these guys and girls, because we've helped girls
Right.
get treatment too, I care about them.
Yeah.
So I kind of let myself go, and I started to feel it the past couple months, especially with not having work.
Right.
So, but I'm not going to let it bring me down.
Yeah.
No matter how stressed I am, I'll still put a smile on.
Yeah. That's what I've noticed with your content. As I was digging in deeper, I was like slowly learning more and more about you. And I was like, this guy, for one, the background you have of being a past addict and locked up, and
Yeah.
to watch you get on social every day, outside looking in, and it seems like everything's fine, everything's rocking and rolling. Like, I was like, oh my God, this guy's doing so great. Like, he can turn around and help other like that. There seems, outside looking in, it seems like
That's right.
like this guy's rocking and rolling. He's good to go. He's dialed in,
And that's what everyone thinks.
Right.
Looking at my videos, people think that I'm rich.
Right.
That I'm well off, and it's not it.
Right.
I struggle.
Which I think is so important because I think that's the illusion. I'm in the social media space as well, and that's the
Yeah.
illusion of like everything looks. It's like glamourized, whatever the actual word is there. You know what I mean? Everything looks way better than it actually isn't. I think to be vulnerable is like the most beautiful thing ever. I want to wrap on your story, and we can get Troy in here. But before you go, what advice would you have? Maybe other addicts, other people that are in, have a similar story where it's a tough upbringing. What advice would you give them to push on and get out of, their current situation?
Take it one day at a time. It's very hard in the beginning, but the hardest thing you gotta do is admit you have a problem and ask for help. It's okay not to be okay. You're gonna fall, but get back up. Keep moving forward. And with all the pain, everything happens for a reason. Like people who have had a crazy life, they wouldn't be the person they are today if not for all the bad, the good, and everything in between.
Right.
So don't be too hard on yourself, and just keep moving forward. And get addicted to recovery because it is the best type of addiction there
right.
is.
I love that.
The doors that can open up through recovery are incredible, phenomenal. Like, I've never been happier in my entire life,
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank you for having me, girl. I
God.
appreciate you.
You're the best. When did it really start to take off for you on social with these videos? Where you were like, oh shit, I should. And question two on that. Did it start as like, you were driving one day and saw someone on the way, to or from work, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'll make the one video. And then did it help seeing some sort of awareness? And you're like, oh, I got to double down on this and post more.
Yeah, to answer, the beginning was my guys, just me taking care of my guys.
Right.
Everyone loved that.
Right.
They were all about it. They're like, oh my God, I wish my boss would do this. And then it started, the first person that I actually took off the streets, Kevin, his video got like 25 million views, and it was insane.
That was my video.
No, it's got like 26 million.
He's got like 10.
No, he's got 25.
Sorry.
No, he's got like 10 million. His video got 10 million views.
Yep.
And what someone said to me, like last night, there was a comment. I forget exactly what it said. I think I actually replied back to it. It said, this is the stuff that needs to be on social media.
Right.
And I agree.
Totally.
This is all great stuff.
Yep.
You know, saving lives. These people are getting clean, sober, you know, having kids. And yeah, it gets me like choked up when I say kids, because I helped a pregnant woman.
Wow.
And her baby is alive because of, you know, our help.
Wow.
It's crazy.
That's incredible.
And he's doing amazing. She named the kid after me.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So that kind of gets me sometimes. But
that's beautiful.
yeah, literally saving lives. That's what we're doing. And if people are not seeing that, then I don't know what's going on in their head.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane. Troy, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thank you.
Similar question to Ryan. Take me back early days, upbringing, you know, and then what led you to being in the position you were out on the streets, and then what led to you meeting Victor?
Okay.
Turn the mic a little.
There we go.
Perfect.
For me, my upbringing was really good. A family of 6. I have 2 brothers and a sister. I was brought up by my mom and dad. Good upbringing. My issue is I suffered from a lot of mental health.
Gotcha.
And I suffered traumas when I was a kid. I was molested when I was 13, got jumped by a local gang in Salem. I lived most of my life in Massachusetts, which was awesome because, you know, I feel like in my heart I'm a Bostonian.
Yep.
I love Boston. But after getting jumped by the local gang, I saw a psychiatrist and he prescribed me medications that were addictive. And they weren't working as fast, and so I'm like, well, I'm not going back, and, you know, it wasn't working. Then I started self-medicating, you know, small things that, you know, and it led up to more stuff. And then it started slowly affecting my school. I dropped out too. I dropped out in 10th grade.
Wow. Nice job.
No,
I shouldn't say that.
But. Let's see.
That's a good boss right there. You know, that's an incredible. I love that.
Yeah, but so when I dropped out of school, I started working like, you know, small jobs and stuff, and it didn't really affect me until, like, you know, I started. I met a girl, and then, you know, she was doing harder drugs, and then I decided to be part of the
females.
I fell into that.
What we
trap.
do for love, am I right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then I just, you know, couldn't hold a job at all, you know, and, you know, one thing led to another. I just stopped wanting to be around family, friends, isolated myself. Then my mental health deteriorated even more.
Right.
I was angry at the world, picked up drinking, and that's when everything just stopped. You know, like, I did not care about myself, anyone. You know, if I was mad at you, it was because I was internally mad at myself.
Right.
You know, and I chose to be homeless. I had a place to go, but I just couldn't be around my family. I couldn't let my mom see me anymore because, one, I wasn't brought up that way, right. And it was killing her, like literally killing her.
Right.
She has ALS, and she doesn't need to deal with that. And so, and so I started flipping a sign to make, you know, a few bucks just to get a fix. And I didn't even want to go out that day, but something just urged me to go. And it wasn't even 30 minutes later, this guy pulls up, Victor.
Wow.
My bro.
And are you in Salem, Mass?
Yeah, the Witch City.
Yep.
We now live in Beverly, Ryan and I.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
Yeah, I bought them a house.
No way.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, Victor just keeps.
Yeah.
No, I wish. Maybe someday I could do stuff like
That's
that.
incredible.
Who knows, maybe a sober living that we can all run.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to do someday.
I was going to say we should. He was one of our first great buddy of mine. Sorry to cut you off. We'll go right back to, but while it's topical, great buddy of mine. We had him on episode 2 of the podcast. Do you know an Eric Spofford?
Yeah, he owns no.
It was Granite State Recovery that he largest rehab center in New England. There was 13 locations, still operational today. He exited from that.
Okay. He sounds familiar.
If you're comfortable with it, I'll intro the two of you.
Definitely, yeah.
He would be a phenomenal, and this is like his bread and butter. Former addict himself, in and out of. He was in Nashua, New Hampshire. You know, old Trashua there in the thick of it, and we'll definitely set that up because he could be happy to. Yeah, he just while I was thinking of it, he'd be yeah.
Anyone that can help us make this bigger. Yeah, because like I said, it's working.
Right,
it really is working.
Right. If
I could have a treatment place where I could walk in the doors every day, make sure everyone's okay.
Yeah,
that's what I would do. I really would.
It would be epic.
We'll have to jam about that.
I'm ready.
Because now I'm getting full body goosebumps. I'm like, here we go.
If there's any investors out there that want to make something big, let's go.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm ready.
Okay, so you are just on the streets 30 minutes, and all of a sudden
flipping a sign and a hat, doing like a little jig, and he comes up to me.
Signs.
Yeah, that's what I used to do to get attention. I had to like outmaneuver my
marketing
competition.
Brain on you right there, yeah.
So he's like, hey, I have a question. Would you like a job? And I'm like, hell yeah, I would love a job. He's like, seriously, I need to ask you, are you addicted to drugs? And I'm, like, yeah. And he goes, if I got you into a program and you did 60 days and I helped you get a job, get you on your feet, he goes, I'll be with you every step of the way, I promise. And, I just met this guy. And so, but he's got me in tears,
wow.
not even like 10 minutes into this whole conversation.
Right.
I literally run all the way to my mom's house and I go, I think I have a life-changing opportunity. So being a mom, she's checking his background and stuff, making sure it's a legit thing.
Right.
And she looks at me after she goes, Troy, if you don't take this, you're an idiot. And he told me to get my bags ready because he's going to try and get me down as fast as possible. 2 days later, I'm on a plane to Florida to CBH. Compassion's Behavioral Health, shout out to them too. And they helped with my mental health. They helped with my addiction problem. And, now I'm addicted to trying to reach out and help people too. I like going with these two guys and, just trying to make a difference in the world because there's not enough people in this world like Victor who are willing to put their hand out and be like, hey, I can pick you up and I can dust you off. But you got to take that walk, He's like the Mickey to my Rocky, He's like, you go get him, Rocky. And I'm like, I got this, Ryan.
Is that the hardest part, is making the decision internally of like, okay, I'm in a rough spot and I got to admit that. Mm-hmm. And now it's time for change. Like, what's the hardest hurdle at that point to commit to getting clean?
The way I look at it is like my biggest fear of like jumping out of a plane, like which I am going to do eventually. That little push that you need, at the very beginning, and the fact that I've tried getting sober in the past, and when I did have a little recovery time, everyone that I knew, even if they were sober, was like, he's having a bad day, he must be using, and it constantly kept getting drilled in me. And it's like, well, if you guys are going to not have faith in me, I might as well be doing it.
Right.
No, he has complete faith in us. He's like, I will back you guys 100% of the time. I will give my time for you guys. You just got to put in the work, and I want to make him proud. I want to make all our viewers proud too.
Totally.
That was a big deal for me at CBH. Like, they would show me all the, comments that were made. And it's like, at first it was like, well, now I can't let them down because now I'm being put on the spot.
You got the pressure on you.
Yeah.
That's right.
But then it started being like, I started getting addicted to like, like Ryan said, people saying, you guys are a big inspiration. My husband is now in recovery thanks to you guys, stuff like that. And, just those little changes in life, impact a lot of people. And I love our viewers. I love going on live with Ryan every night. Sobro Nation, shout out.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, no, I'm overall a happier person, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I really wouldn't.
You brought up a great point of the social pressure.
Yeah.
With just from coming from social media, like,
yeah, it's huge.
Now the pressures, there's an audience on you.
That's right.
People are checking in.
It helps them out.
Wow.
It keeps them accountable too.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Accountability is a big deal.
Of that.
So it's more than one person to let down.
Right.
It's millions.
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what runs through their head.
I mean, especially when they're like, "Hey, listen, you changed my son's life because of this." You know,
right.
you're like, "Well, now if I fail, their
Right.
son's gonna friggin'
Right.
be like, I slipped up because of these guys." You know, and it's like, well, now I feel like a parent.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
So I somewhat similar. I have a addictive personality.
Yeah.
Recently,
We all do. So somewhere,
Exactly.
there's always an addiction in us. No
Right.
matter what it is, it's something.
Right. And my current addiction is ice plunging, doing the
shit.
in the morning.
Nice.
But it's crazy. In the mornings, if I'm by like back to the social pressure, if I'm by myself, so I do, the goal is to do anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes in that's 47-degree water. So I'll do,
I'm cold already.
I'll do like 4 minutes and 30 seconds is like good. But if I'm in there by myself,
Yeah.
and no one's like, you know,
You get out sooner.
My wife's not there with
Yeah.
the timer, and I'm like, well, it's probably been 4, you know. But if I had some sort of social pressure,
Yeah,
you know, you'd stay in probably the full 6 minutes.
yeah, it's true.
And it's interesting to tie it back to recovery. Like, that is a lens I did not even
Yeah,
think of. Is that it? Like, in private, you're by yourself, you're like, oh, I could hit up, you know, my drug guy right now. No one's really watching.
That's what I think.
yeah.
Right.
My opinion, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like now it isn't so bad, you know. Like at the beginning, it was sort of like that, but now it's like, you know, I just get enjoyment out of, you know, being able to see like the impact we have now, because like we're now at a part in recovery where it's more like a second thought,
Right.
or at least in my opinion, for me, it's like a second thought. Like I'm more focused on the mental health things, because once
Totally.
that slips up, which we have spoken about, you know, that can be a doorway to going down.
Right.
And
Relapse.
that's, you know, so yeah, and it's something that you don't want. But
Right.
like this guy keeps my self-esteem up. Ryan keeps me at the gym to make myself look at it. I mean, like I always hated my teeth. And
Oh, we
I
forgot
broke
about
all my teeth. And this guy got both of us brand new teeth.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I did. I
Well,
played a big part.
Right.
With the help of the pink ladies at Lumiere Dental Spa. And where was yours, Ryan? Aspen Dental in New
Dental, yeah.
York.
In New York.
There we
Big
go.
Shout out to Thomas. Thomas made his teeth.
Oh,
And-
let's go.
Yeah.
Yep, and the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like, because my self-esteem was always really low.
Yeah.
You know, got the teeth, started smiling more, laughing a lot more.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm sober now. I got to smile, and then these guys get me a gym membership. I got a personal trainer behind you right
Yep,
there.
yeah.
And now I feel like I'm $100, and I feel like I could take on the world even more.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I'm planning on dominating the world
Yeah.
sometime next year.
Just all momentum.
Yeah, exactly. And like Denzel Washington said, if you're gonna fall forward.
Yeah,
You know,
I like
so-
that.
That's right.
But yeah,
What advice would you have someone who is struggling in mental health, who's maybe having, as they're listening to this, whether it's maybe they're at the gym or walking the dog or in the car or in their room, who are kind of going through it right now? What would be some tips to tighten up and fall forward?
okay. Well, for what helps me is like, it's always going to be hard work.
Yeah.
Like it's something that you always gotta, you know, mentally, you gotta tell yourself, okay, there's gonna be bad days. You're gonna feel like crap, you know. Sometimes I don't feel like going to the gym because I'm depressed. But, you know, when I get to the gym and I start working out, releases endorphins, makes me a happier person throughout the day. Mental health is something not to take lightly, because like
right.
a lot of addiction issues are caused because of mental health as an underlying issue. A lot of people go into detoxes in Massachusetts and they'll focus on the addiction part of things, but they never focus on what got them into addiction,
Right.
which is usually a trauma, or, you know, I mean, even the smallest amount of depression can make you, you know, that people just want to escape, you know. So
Totally.
find a healthy escape.
That's
Be
right.
sure to talk to someone, you know. It's hard to do. I mean, especially with someone like me. Like, I have low spectrum Asperger's. So, like, but I can find myself looking people in the eye more because of, like, the hard work that I'm putting in, because of the support system that has been implanted in my
Right.
life. You know, I know if there's ever an issue, I can call Victor at any hour, which is crazy.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And I know that, you know, if God forbid, if anything ever bad happened and I screwed up, I better find a way to hide my identity. I better leave the country because Victor will find me.
You just see Victor. What is it? A F-150? What pulls up?
No, I got a
He's got a
GMC.
spy plane.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there we go.
GMC 30.
Victor the GMC. You're like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Has GPS on all of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are you
Watch
at?
out.
I'm at McDonald's. He's like, no,
Oh,
you're
I'm
not.
working, Victor. No, I'm chipping away over here. Everything's fine.
Nah, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I love these guys with my whole heart. I mean, these guys are my family now. And that's what's crazy. Like, I didn't expect to become friends with Victor. I expected, help,
Right.
And now I got 2 brothers. And, now I got, support systems from around the world, just like Ryan, just like Victor, 12 years, right?
Yeah, I'm coming
Just
up on
about.
12 years. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard work, but the reward is far greater.
Right.
Anyone can do it.
Yeah.
You just got to put your mind to it.
Yeah.
If it's not today, maybe it's next week or next month.
Right.
Whenever the time comes, just take it, run with it, and jump on that train and keep going.
Right. I love that.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we plug you guys up to where if people want to donate, where can they donate? And then where can they find you guys on social?
So my social is Victor the Good Boss on every platform. The nonprofit is called The Good Project. The website is thegoodproject.us. That's where they can donate. They can
Beautiful.
just kind of check out the website. It's nothing fancy. We have T-shirts that we sell.
Oh, here we go. Yep.
Yeah. So this is the T-shirt here.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Designed by my best friend Jesse.
I love
He lives
it.
out in California. The back, I'll just turn around and show you.
Yeah, please do.
It says one day at a time.
Oh, there we go.
So we sell these, and at the beginning, I was taking 30%
Yep.
of the profits and giving it back to the nonprofit, but now it's 100%.
Nice.
Because
Yep.
it costs a lot of money to help people.
Totally.
So I've put my own money into it. We have GoFundMes that we raise sometimes, but it's never enough.
Right.
So
And just so people get a sense too, and I know this is probably somewhat of a loaded question with a wide range of answers, but on average, what does it cost to send someone to treatment?
Yeah.
I know it probably wildly varies, but what's like a rough average?
It's a good question. So for one person, figure about $1,000 a day.
Wow.
Yeah, for a treatment. Detox,
Yep.
residential, PHP, IOP.
Sober living.
Yeah, sober.
Right.
Well, no, sober living, it's different because it's just a.
Oh, we're just talking about,
yeah.
no. Okay.
The actual treatment, it's about $1,000 a day.
Right. Okay.
Luckily, I have a scholarship that I partner with Compassion Behavioral Health, and without them right now, we wouldn't be as advanced as we are.
Right. Right.
Now, so I come to find out, and I use Ryan as my guinea pig. if I raise $10,000, that'll take care of one person for about 5 months, maybe 6 months.
Yep.
And that's with a free scholarship as well for treatment.
Oh, okay.
So to give you an idea, with no scholarships, it's about $40,000 for let's say 45 days of treatment
wow.
without scholarships. So
That's like in-state college tuition.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why people are not getting clean.
Whoa.
Because it's crazy expensive. State insurance is not as good. If you have
Totally.
private insurance, you're going to get better care.
Right.
It's common sense. You're paying money for the insurance
Right.
versus the state. You're really not paying anything. Everyone else, all the taxpayers are paying, whatever.
Right.
It's like the potholes in the road. They don't get fixed. So someone that goes to
Ridiculous.
state treatment, I mean, I guess, sorry to say this, but you're not getting the best treatment.
Right.
There may be some great staff that works there, but overall, you're not getting great treatment.
Right. Totally.
People need one-on-one help. They really do. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a shit ton more of me
Right.
out there so that we can help these people.
And how does one get sponsored? What does that look like?
So I guess it all comes down to me choosing that person.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And then they have to go through like the intake,
Yep.
make sure that they get accepted. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. I like to just roll around the streets, find that person like I did with them that really want to change, let them put the work and agree to go. And if they go, then they want it.
Right.
That's what I like to do. Before, we had a great donor that was donating money where I could take someone whenever. All I had to do was
okay,
say,
yep.
hey, we got this guy here. He wants to get treatment, and then he would donate the money, and that's where we help most people.
Right.
Now that that's gone, it's very hard to get donations, and I just got to keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
To show people, and hopefully someone comes along that wants to donate more and really help out and change a life and save a life.
Totally.
I mean, together we can rewrite the story of homelessness,
right,
one person at a time.
Yeah, what's the biggest misconception with homelessness? Like you saw in, was this 2 or 3 months ago? They moved methadone mile or something like that.
They house them or they hide them for a little bit.
Right.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like a Band-Aid for...
Yeah. I get it. There's a lot of homeless people, a lot of people using. It's hard to help them all. Most of them don't want the help.
Right.
But the ones that want the help, let's give it to them.
Totally.
Every treatment facility can offer a scholarship. Every single one.
Wow.
Imagine if we got 20 places to offer one scholarship. Do you know how many people we can help?
Totally.
Even if it doesn't work out, at least we tried, you know? So hopefully one day more people will get together and believe in this.
Right. Well,
because
I think you're a major part of... I mean, you're the only guy I know of in New England that at least I've come across in the world of social that's even remotely telling the story of what's happening day to day.
Yep.
But then what I love about your content too is, and I forget the gentleman's name, but you brought him down to Florida. Is that right? You brought this guy down to Florida and he was like a complete 180 of like his life.
Is that you?
Well, I know.
It was a guy, long hair.
Tommy.
Was it Tommy? Okay.
Is it recent?
Somewhat recent. A couple posts down.
Yeah. So that's Tommy.
Okay.
We just brought him in.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep. So that's why, like I said, CBH, they're playing a massive...
that's CBH down there.
Yeah, Compassion Behavioral Health. They're playing a massive part in this, what we're doing.
Right.
Because they're giving that scholarship, then I'm raising the money on GoFundMe. Tommy's GoFundMe is at $5,000 right now. Even if it stops there, that's good enough to give him 2 months, maybe 3 months.
Right. That's phenomenal.
Yeah. So, like I said, if more people can get together, we can save a lot more people.
Yeah.
It's so possible.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for all of you guys taking the time to come out here.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Victor, thank you for putting out your content. I mean, it's just so cool to me that if you didn't film that, not only me, but everyone else would have no idea it's
happening.
It's even a thing, right? That other people are giving back in the ways that you are.
Life-changing.
Troy and Ryan, I'm glad you guys are here.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for sharing both your stories.
I appreciate it, bro.
100%. And we'll have to run this back again and again. We should do some sort of quarterly check-in to just help.
We can have more people.
Yes.
Once
let's do that.
If I have more money from once I start my landscaping back up, I'll personally fly these guys out on my own dime that we've already helped. Because like I said, they're all over.
Be phenomenal.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, maybe we have some sort of event or something.
Yeah, that's what we're aiming towards. So we actually have a fundraiser event this coming Sunday.
Yep.
You're welcome to come.
Oh, yeah.
It's at Prince Pizza in Saugus.
Oh, let's go.
We're going to have 4 great comedians there.
Oh, I love it.
We already have I think 75 tickets sold.
Yep.
And then some people are buying at the door. Bunch of raffles. It's going to be a good time.
Oh, and what time is that on Sunday?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Yeah. And then a few of the guys that he's helped out has a special surprise.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, they say I'm going to cry when I see it, so we'll see. I don't mind surprises.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it.